Check. Yeah, it's working. At least the Twitch one. Let's check the YouTube. Also working. So, sorry for no week upload, but I had an exam specifically about networking, so still relative to what we are doing here, but not Spring Boot, not web development, none of that stuff. So it has been a week since I last opened any coding. To the point that I actually forgot where we stopped, so that's probably the part where we will continue. Let me open the website first. I think it was localhost first, yes. So I think we almost finished last time with our get and post request. We did the service implementation, we did the DTO, which I'll still need to go a bit over since I forgot from last time. And then you have the global exception. Okay. Now where's the main file? I just hope that I didn't leave any bug, because if it did, you wouldn't remember. Okay, yeah, here it's working. So I remember having something here. Okay, let's check again. Yeah, okay, never mind that part for now. Yeah, here the mapping to the DTO to the actual class didn't work, if I remember correctly, so we'll have to check that one. PSQL. Okay, it doesn't appear in the terminal because I wrote it wrong. Where is it? Because I also need to check if it actually is getting to the database, not just that the request is actually correct. And yes, we say select all from, I think it was test, not user. So everything here is working just fine also. Okay, now to actually check in the database, we have our post request here, and then we have our second one with the is complete written and one without, just to check. So we have here send, we get the Angular task. This is the Spring Boot one. The Spring Boot. Let's check all task. Okay, now I remember. We left on a very how can I say it? Not a very weird error. We get the class, the two classes, but they are equated to null. Okay, let's check back. Where's the controller? And it's from the get also. It has to do with this request. It's probably because we implemented the DTO. We didn't implement it properly then. So we have the list from DTO, return server implementation dot get all tasks. What do we have here in server implementation? We have the create task and get all task. And we use the server implementation also here. So I don't think the issue is with the server implementation. Get all task. Yes. So we make a list of DTO. and we say for each element in the DTO array list we make a new DTO, and then we say map task DTO. Where's that? Let's check the DTO here. Return value method is never used. What? So let's see here. We have the task DTO, and we set the title of the DTO to get title from the task, and then we have set tag with get tag, and then DTO set description with task get description, then we'll return the DTO. Okay, so we map the DTO with the task, the method that we saw in that class, and then we add the DTO to the task DTO. Okay, this one without the S. So where is the one with the S? Yeah, it's this one. And then we return, but for some reason it seems to be only giving null. So that's not the issue here, and that's not the issue here. Okay, let's check the service class. Okay, yeah, so we changed the service with service implementation. I probably forget why we did that, but I will check that part later. So I think the issue that we have is probably related to the mapping that we did. So we also did map task with the opposite of that. I mean, if the request is coming back, we know for sure that the controller class is working, because there isn't much code here. Task DTO doesn't seem to be the issue itself, but the service implementation. How about we ask ChatGPT about that part? Because I have no clue why it's not working. Retrieves all tasks from a repository, converts them to task DTO objects, and returns the list. However, there are a few improvements. In efficient mapping, the method creates a new task DTO object and calls, which is not a common pattern. It's better to use a constructor or a dedicated mapper. I mean, that's technically a dedicated mapper. Repository call could be optimized to find all. Wait, what? Find all will give us a list of tasks. So he treated it as a stream and then mapped each task to the task DTO. Actually, let's check if that will even work. Because if it did, then we know that the custom mapper that we did was the problem. Assuming DTO has a constructor, DTO has a constructor with tasks. Interesting. Yeah, instead of getting all of this, you can just get an object. Yeah, I never thought of that, but it does make sense. So we have a constructor with the 3, and then we should have a constructor with all 4, or just the task actually. Because you cannot give the 3 of them and the task at the same time. It's either these 3 or just one. Okay, now time to rerun. But before that, what to say? Lambda can be replaced with a method reference. Okay. Oof. So, time to do the requests again, I guess. I haven't checked last time. Yeah, it is saved. And the other one is also saved, yes. So it is, it does go to the database, but getting them seems to be the issue. I get this error. Yes, that's what I thought, but I'm not exactly sure how the mapping didn't work. Ensure task has a proper constructor. Okay, why did he create the constructor that way? Ensure task entity has a setter and getters. I don't think that's the issue. Check the map task DTO method. I think I get where the issue is. Where is the task DTO? So this one should just do the mapping without returning anything. Okay, so this one, so that's the first mistake we have, that it's from type void. But why didn't he use the setters for this one? Let's ask him for step 3. Why didn't you use the setters? Consistency wants with constructor-based mapping. If you are already using a constructor to map task DTO, it's cleaner and more readable to use direct field assignments in the map. Okay. Avoid unnecessary method calls. Immutability. Some developers prefer making DTOs immutable by not providing setters. This ensures that once a DTO task is created, its value doesn't change. Okay. Why would you make the DTO immutable? Can be beneficial for several reasons, especially in applications that rely on clean architecture. So why thread safety? Are inherently thread safe because their set cannot be changed after creation. Multi-threading application where threads, okay, the thread part I'm still not sure what thread even means. prevents unintentional modification. Well, I mean that technically that DTO does it. If DTO has a setter, any code can modify the values after creation, which can lead to unexpected bugs or security issues. I'm not sure how that would work, but okay. Better encapsulation and data integrity, sure. Encourages functional programming style. Okay, I have still more questions about thread. What are threads and what do you mean by thread safety? A thread is the smallest unit of execution in a program. It is like a lightweight process that can run independently while sharing resources like memory with other threads. Single thread versus multi-thread. The program executes one task at a time, like standing in a single queue at a store. Okay. In Java, every program starts with one main thread, but we can create additional thread using thread runnable interface or execute service. Okay. What is thread safety? It means that the piece of code can be safely executed by multiple threads at the same time without using incorrect behavior. Okay. So wait, Java multi-thread or single? Okay, it is. Anyway, we deviated from the subject a bit, but I have to learn more about threads. So actually, let's go back to the main problem that we had. First of all, tasks DTO, they don't have a setters, because you don't want to that class to be changed from the outside. I guess that makes sense. That's one thing. So let's set. We remove the set, and also set. And this will be this title equals to task.get title. This dot description equals to task.get description. The title and description methods we have, yes, the tag is dot tag equals to task.get tag. So that's the issue that we had here. Actually, let me write this. DTO don't have setters. The mapping method is void. That's what we have learned so far. What else could be the issue? The way he created the constructor is interesting. You can create map. Okay, so let's think when we will use the task DTO. The task DTO is only used when we want to get certain information and transfer it to the client, or get certain information. So we know for sure that the task is this is the object that we'll be getting always, not the constructor. So also I guess that's why our constructor is the way it is. Okay, we ruined a lot of stuff for some reason. So I did the constructor, okay, without the task even. Well, yeah, technically you don't need to specify. Now what's the issue here? Variables already assigned to a value. Ah, okay. Not just that he created it, but he made the constructor in that way. So you don't need even the map method necessarily because it's made in the constructor. Actually, that's interesting. I never thought of it to be that way. But I think he still did. If you're using a map to verify the method properly, set all fields. It's used as a verification. But I mean, if you made it inside the constructor, is there really a need for it? This one is debatable. They don't have setters, and you set the mapping inside the constructor. Now, as for the service implementation, we didn't even need to use the class here, so the mapping. And yes, I suck at stream, which I shouldn't be, to be honest, because it's probably easier to do it that way. So I should probably study streams more. It's not 2D, but I think it's a necessity at this point. Yeah, we do have it here. But I will do it and reflect on it once I finish a huge part of the project at least. Okay, now let's rerun the app again. There seems to be 3 issues, but we will check on them later. Now let's go again with our shenanigans here. So that's the first task, that's the second task. We have the 2 tasks. Okay, now it's working. Okay, we learned how the DTO pattern work. So we made the mapping for the constructor instead of having a separate method for it, and we didn't have any setters so that we don't change the class once the variables is being set when you initialize the class itself. Oh, okay. I think we finished DTO so far, yes. And we also finished the service and service implementation. The DTO part is also finished, I say. The auto-add response status, I think we need a bit more with that. Search more about custom error handling, control advisor. I will research more about that later. I have response status and request status. web request, integer, streams, inheritance, GFA repository method. I don't think I'll be doing them, at least today. I need to continue the project first. So I'm still not sure how the streams work, but whatever, we will after we finish some stuff here first. So back to the controller. So we created the task, we got the task. Now what's left is to update the task, which is the not the post request, get mapping, post mapping, put mapping. What's it called? Put? Actually, let's check. Yep. Put mapping, and we say public response entity, and we say the generic is still from task DTO. Update task. But the thing is about the update task is it's for a specific task, a single one. So number mapping here will be a bit different. So it will be not just for task but also tasks, and then we will have an ID. And how did we get the ID again? From the URL at request body is to get the body. Nope. Generated ID entity path variable, yes. And I think it's from type long. I need to check in the task. Yes, it is from type long. So that's how we get the specific. So what error can happen when you are trying to update on a task? First, the ID doesn't exist. So we say if we need to get the service implementation. Yep. We say task dot service implementation dot find. We say what update task. So the update task is the one that will give us if it's correct or wrong, actually. So let's start there. Okay, I'll do it manually then. Need to go to the task service first, and we say public. So what's the type here? We should be returning a task DTO also. Update task, and we'll be getting long ID. So that's the thing, and we say that get ID. So we will be passing an ID and we will be receiving a task, but we want to check if the task is present or not. So okay, we need to implement the task first. Yes, implement the method. So this one. So wait, I think we should be getting two things, not just one, in the controller. I mean, the ID will be used to get the task, but what about the information that needs to be updated? So add request body and we say task. Yes, we should be getting two variables. Yes, POE is path of exile, 2 specifically. It just came out in December. It's in beta currently, and I think for you to have access to the beta, it's like around 30 to get the key, but once the game is out, I think mid this year it will be for free. Oh, so we have the ID, we have the task. What else? I feel like I'm forgetting something. I mean, I'll discover it in the way. So we have the update task, and okay, now I remembered. We have to make a find by ID in the repository. It should be giving a task, and we say find by ID. And we pass in the long ID. Okay, there is no need to mention ID even, just find by. And then we will use it here. So Jotorox, you played any fantasy game before? Because if you did, I think you would probably like PoE, especially if you played Dark Souls, because I think it's considered the Dark Souls of RPGs. Now I feel like I'm forgetting something. Yes, again with the service. Yeah, it's okay. Not everyone plays video game, I understand. And I stopped playing video games because I'm getting busier. So it's just one game right now. Actually, two. I'm playing an online game with a friend right now. Actually, after I finish working on this project, which will probably be for another hour, I'll probably start playing PoE after. So I'll get to show you some action gameplay. So now, yes, we need the not the user, task service, not service actually, task repository. Dot find by ID. And we pass an ID. It should give us a task. So, do we use the DTO here? I think yes. Then you map this information to the DTO. Return new task DTO. with task, and it shouldn't map it automatically that play. Now once we get here, oops, okay, so you're an FPS player then. I'm not sure what's AWT for. Actually, let's check. Overwatch. What a sad time to be an Overwatch fan. I actually never played Overwatch, but I played Paladin, the game of Overwatch. But I mean, if you played Overwatch, then you probably played also the new one from Marvel, right? Marvel Rivals. Because I think it's the same from what I heard. Never tried it though. Really? Surprising me. Everyone seems to be simping on that game online for some reason. Of course it has Chinese regulation. I mean, it's a Chinese game. So wait, do we even need a try catch? And I don't think so. So how would we do this? Okay, let's just first call the service implementation. Update task, and then we pass the ID. So now we get a task DTO. I mean, I'm surprised that your friends are still playing that game, because from what I've seen, everyone seemed to stop playing Overwatch for some reason. Okay, let's call it task DTO then. It will give us DTO. Did we even add the I think we should add ID there also. Where's the service implementation? Yes, we got the ID, but we didn't get the information. We'll be returning just the tasks. Should be a mistake. Let's also ask here the task. Not even that one. Let's get back to the service implementation and add task. Actually, we should call them old and new. That way it's a bit easier to identify. So we say here new task, we say here, and in the implementation here, one is old and one is new. Let's just call this one new, and we make this one task, old task. So this one is the old task. My naming is a bit off, but we will check. So now we have the old task. We pulled it out and we want to make a DTO out of it. So we say new task DTO, and okay, no, instead of making it new here, say task DTO, and we say new DTO task, and that will be new task DTO, and we will pass the new task. And then that's what we will return, new task, new DTO task. Okay, technically it is redundant. Okay, so we will just remove everything here. Let's take everything here also. So now there is a problem with the override here. Probably because of the implementation either, or okay, no, I think it's the task service. We forgot to add the other thing here, which is task. Now if we go back to the repository, no, sorry, the controller. How do we make this empty? I never tried it from our part. Maybe I should make it in the repository. What does it give? Task, it should be of type generic actually. Now that I think about it, how do you make the task generic? So, how do you make the repository give a generic type? That's not exactly what I meant, but okay, sure. Now let's go here. How to make the return type generic? Not necessarily for the repository, but it says list and then R, but what if I don't want list? For example, if I don't want a list. If you don't want a list as a return type, you can say yes option. That's what I was searching for. Why did we use an override here? Task, find by ID. first of all, I think the option is capital, and then we need to import the class from the Java util. Found okay, yeah, the problems, we will do it right here. So what do we say? So this will be an if statement. Say if we usually say is present, so it would be this part here, inside some big brackets again, and we say dot is present. Am I missing another? I think yes. So now, okay, now we have to throw an exception. Oof. My code seems to be a bit of a spaghetti code now, since here I did do the exception part, but on the second one I didn't. But the message to return here is task not found. Now why is this wrong? Is optional. So make it we meet the task and we assign the repository to it by find by ID. I mean, that line is even unnecessary. So what do we have here? We check the ID if it's present or not, and then we made a DTO using the new task. I mean, that should be it. And we should also make the get all here responsible if the task exists or not, which I think I forgot. Service implementation, find all. Okay, there's too much here. So how do you write this one? Optional, and it will be from list, and it will be from type of task. I think the L here is capital, and we say find all. Find all. Is it an incomplete return type? I don't think so. Or wait, is the optional the task or the list? I'm confused about that part. I will need to check. So no. Let me check again. The generic repository, we need to override it probably. So we make the optional list, and then yeah, okay, so it is the same as optional list, and we say T, and we say find all by instead of find all. Sure. So yes, instead of using the find all, we use find all by. And then for the implementation, actually turn back to normal for now. We will deal with that part later, after we finish the find by ID first. So getting all task, say here updating the task. And then we go to the controller. Not sure when to use try and catch and when to use if and else. Because the if is empty part, I think I did that in the service layer, not here. Should probably try to check how they handle exception. I mean, how usually other people do it, because I think mine is just a bit more spaghetti like. Yes, but the thing is, I'm dealing with both of them at the same time. And yeah, no, you're correct. You use the try and catch for the errors and use if else for the not the flow. For example, let's say that you are saving a user and someone is trying to access account to a user that doesn't exist. In that part, you should make first that you check whether the user exists or not, which is usually with the if else yes. And then try and catch once you discover that there is an error. But the thing is, actually, let me show you here. My trusted whiteboard. Actually, no, that's a bit too much. Here. Now it's better. So I'm currently doing web development. But there is an architect to how you do the web development here, because I'm specifically doing the backend for now. I'll be doing the front end part, but I should be wrapping the backend. I only do 1 hour for backend and 1 hour for front end, just to balance it out. So for the backend, you have this, and you have this, and you have this here. So what are those? That's the controller, that's the service, and that's the repository. Once you have a request coming from the front end, it goes through here, then to here, and then to here, and then goes all the way back here again. But the thing is, the reason why we make it in 3 different steps, not just 1 step, is because each single one of them is responsible for one thing. So the repository is the easiest one to understand. It's responsible for getting data from the database. So while communicating with the database, you will need something like SQL, another programming language. But since I'm using Java, yeah, it's built in. You don't need much to do with SQL unless you want to make custom, which we will not be doing right now. And then the service one is for the business logic. So for example, a search functionality or something. And this one is just to handle request, to handle the HTTP request. And now, since we are revising that, checking whether a user exists or not is what do you call it? Part of the service layer responsibility or control layer. My guess it's probably the service. Yes, so it can be used in both because anything can happen in coding, but it should be in the service layer. So the if else here with the is empty should be inside the service, not the controller. Which method is that? Get all tasks. We go back to the repository, get all task, and yes, we should be checking if it's empty or not here. Okay, that's one thing I should probably change. Get get all. Okay, why is it too big? How much is this one? This one is 11. Yes. Well, still there. Anyway, maybe I can do it like that. Get all separation of concern. That's one thing I need to do tomorrow. Also, I need to finish the update method. What else? So we need to finish the update method. We'll need to change the get all task. I think that's it. And we need to eat the delete functionality. The delete function. And with that we will have the basic functionalities of our website. So we'll have the delete, update, create, CRUD, create, read, update, delete. But oof, there is a lot of stuff I need to learn, even though I finished it. But I guess that's it for the backend part of the day. So I try my best to just keep it at 1 hour each day for the backend, because I still have to do the Angular part. Okay, let's stop the service that I'm running right here. And Postman, good thing that I learned how to make the tasks so I don't have to keep on repeating them. And that's it for the GP part. Now, a bit of a switch, but we are going for the front end part now. As I said, 1 hour for each, and then 2 hours for PoE. But I don't remember where I stopped last time, and that's a good thing that I have the docs here. Yes, so we stopped at the nav bars. We were going to create our first nav bar. I was going to search more about the difference between the selector, class, and element. I think it was ID, not element. I need to check. CSS design is something I'll do in my free time, because I just hate CSS. I just hate design in general. But it's a forced responsibility upon me. For some reason, people, when they see you doing the front end, they think you can do the web design part also. So at least I should learn some basics. So this guy was creating a nav bar. I think I also wrote what timestamp I stopped at. Yes, 23. So around here.
Components folder, I'm going to create this outside. So let's do it like this. I'm gonna just say ngGC and home, so I can create it outside of the components folder.
Actually, let's start from here. But before that, I need to check on a couple of stuff. So what did we create here? So we have our main component, which is this one with the TSS folder, which I understood that it goes to the index.html, and it's the app root. It's the same name as the selector, so every time you use the selector here, you're creating an HTML tag to be used. So that's for the components part, but we also made the header. which is this one. Actually, let me have the HTML here and have the TSS here, TypeScript. And we also have the home page here also. Yeah, sure, no problem. I'll be here for another 3 hours, so should be good.
I'm going to continue with our logic of header and home component. What I want to do now is to create both of these components so I can
I need to revise the structure again of how he created the header. So we have the app component, so the app component is this one, which is the app root that runs on the index HTML file, and that app component consists of the header component and the home component. So far so good. Yes.
just like this. So for this you can just say ng generate component like this whole term within the full form, or you can just say nggc.
Did I write this somewhere? Because I will definitely forget it. No. Okay, time to change. Where's the command? Okay, I haven't. Should make a part here for the CLI and the command that I should memorize. So we have ngc header, ngc header, which is generate component. I think it was component. Yes.
And you can give the name.
But this would make it inside the main folder, if I remember correctly. Not the main folder, but with the app component. If you want to create something separate, you will have to make another one. But okay, forget about that part for now.
When you do this, it creates it inside the source app folder. Let me show you.
Yes, that's what I was going to talk about. So this one makes it inside the app folder. Was it the app? Yes. Source and then app. If you want to create something else, we say ngc and we say the name of the file first. Component. Yes, components with S, and then header. That's the difference.
If I go to my terminal and open a new one, I'm going to let my server keep running, and then I'll open a new terminal.
Okay.
And then give on it, and then I'm going to run this with the driver header file. SCSS
I
file and all.
I ran this bit of the project also. So
Here we have the selector called app header, but now instead of the template, unlike here we had template, now here we have template URL, and it points to where is the HTML file for this header component compared to the TypeScript file. And
yes.
it's right here, so this is pointing to the right file. Similarly, it's pointing for the SCSS file. And now that we have the header component, let's also generate the component for home as well. Since home is going to be a page, I'm not going to actually create a component in the components folder. I'm going to
Okay. By mistake. Yes, here.
I'm going to run the command again. Now you can see that it generates, and in the TypeScript file.
Okay, that was my question, because I also saw here. So we have a component for all the components, which has the header on. So we also have a home page. So does that mean for every page we create, we'll create a separate folder for it?
Here we have the selector calling up to the TypeScript home component right here as well. Now what I want.
We'll probably see about that. Also I forgot. Which port was this running on? ngc home, header, npm start. Another command that I also forgot after taking a break. npm start. and the port that it's using 4200. Okay, home works.
What I want to do is to be able to render both the header and the component and the home component right here inside my app component. So ideally, my app root should show app header.
I think I have that here in the inspect to the Angular part. So yes, we have the app root and it has the header. Let me put it out again. For some reason I lost it, but okay, let's get rid of it and open it again. Yes, so the app root is the tag that's running on the index.html, which has the outlet, the app header, and the app home. So yes, here's the home component. The header is not there for some reason. We will check that part.
Header and app home. For this, I'm going to do two things. One, in my app component where I have to render both of them, I have to first import these components. So here I'm gonna go and add home component just like this.
So where was that again?
Import these components.
So he went to the app component so that he has two added.
Here I'm gonna go and add home component just like this,
And the header.
it's automatically going to import this, and then I'm also gonna say header component.
Yes, so the app component is the main one, so it should have home component.ts, and it's inside the imports. Okay, yeah, it's here. Yeah, I thought I did add them. So we have the header component and the home component.
Just like this. Now that I've imported those, I can remove all of these from here, and then I can say something like app, and you can see Angular language server, that is the extension for VS Code.
Also, let's check the HTML for that one. So yes, I did write them.
Is already helping me. So I can say app header just like this, and I can say app home just like this. Now let's save this, and if I go here, you can see it says header works, home works, and as I said, now the app root has the app header and then the app home. Easy peasy. I'm gonna also go
Maybe I should write some stuff in there just to check if it's working or not. So that's the home. No, we actually want the header component and the home component, so yes, also the home. So here we have homeworks. Oh, that's where we stopped. We were going to do the header.
this paragraph from the index.html. We don't really need that, and this looks super nice now. Now what I want to do is to style this a bit.
We can write here header works. Just to check if it's working or not. Yeah, we have header works and we have homeworks. So yeah, that's the here home component and the header component.
So first I'm going to go to my style CSS and add some styles. I'm going to say that we have the HTML, we have the body right here, and then we are going to simply say margin 0, padding 0. We are also going to say
Okay, I remember struggling with that part a bit because I really suck at CSS. So he went to the style CSS, I think that's here, and he made everything 0 so that he can style them properly later on.
outline none, and now we can quickly go ahead and style the header and the home. So first I'm going to go inside the header component, and here we have a header works. So here we are going to first create a nav, or instead of the nav itself, we are also going to create a header component as well. Now we're going to put the nav inside this, so let's do that.
Yes, I remember searching about that part being good for what for SEO, to have the header tag and then the nav bar inside of it. So we have, I think we open the TypeScript here, and I'll open the HTML one here. So actually let's just write everything from scratch. We have the header, sure how the auto completion here works. Yes. And then we have the nav.
And inside the nav, we are going to say my first Angular app. So here now you can see my first Angular app.
Just write that. My first Angular app. Yep.
Now we are going to style this. So we are going to quickly go to SCSS, and here we are going to say this header is going to be a display flex. We're going to have padding inline set to 16 pixels. We are also going to have padding block set to 8 pixels. We are also going to have the background color set to 323, and the color is going to be white. We're also going to have items center or align items center, and justify content set to between, space between.
Okay, let's try to see if I will remember any of this. So where's the CSS? We set the dot header, display flex, justify content, which was center. Was it center or in between? I'll just say center. The color is, I think, what, 3-3? Okay, I remember only 3 of them. Padding inline 16, padding blocks 8. Okay, the actual color here is white. But the background color is 3. Okay, I've justified content is the one with space in between, or space between, and then align is the one with center. Align items, and we see center. Now for the padding inline and padding block, I know what padding is, not sure what the inline part is. Padding inline was 16, and padding block, okay, and that one was for 8.
One of the things that I did wrong was the header here, so this should not be a class but rather an element, so let's save it.
I was also questioning the same thing, but good that you mentioned it.
You can see that we have a really nice header that shows.
Do we? Yeah. I need a CSS cheat sheet. Was it this one? I wouldn't say just for Flexbox, but so is there a place where I can just search the commands by just looking at them? So we have padding, top, right, left. Nope. Also nope. Okay, how about I get the other website that I found recently, and I lost it. Is it this one? Nope. I think it was that one also. That's only for Flex. Anyway.
Now we're going to make sure that the padding that we have in the header is same as what we have here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go to my app component here, and instead of the app home, I'm going to put that inside the main tag, something like this. And I'm going to put the app home right here. And what I'm going to do is to style the main tag here. So I'm going to quickly go here and
No. So we were in the home page, we finished it. Now he went to the header.
My app component.
No, he went to the component app, not the header. Yeah, so he went to the app component.
Here, and instead of the
app component, yes, yeah, we are in the right place.
app home, I'm going to put that inside.
So he did in the HTML part instead of app home.
The main tag.
Okay, he will make a main tag, and then he add the app home to it, so that he can align the entire home page. Okay.
Something like this. I'm going to put the app home right here. And what I'm going to do is to style the main tag here. So I'm going to quickly go here and say, instead of this, I can say main. And instead of this style, I'm going to say simply padding, inline, and this is going to be 16 pixels.
Then went to the CSS here. We set the main, padding, inline. How many pixels? 16.
Padding, or actually I want the padding to all of the sides be 16 pixels. Now when we go here, you can.
So not just the inline, but everything. Forget about the cheat sheet for now. I can barely notice the difference, but it should be doing something.
See that
Again, disclaimer, I suck at CSS.
with the header. Super cool. And now that we have this essentially working, I want to go forward. Now we're going to talk about Angular data binding. What is Angular data binding? Why is it a really important topic? Angular data binding is the way you bind the data from your TypeScript class of Angular to the template, which is the HTML. How do you make them communicate with each other, and how do you render data dynamically if the data changes? So we're going to look at some examples. One with the modern Angular signals, and second, which is not so modern, but you can say, for example, Angular 16 and below, but it still works till today. So with the signals, which is a new thing in Angular, what you do is you can, in your TypeScript class, create a signal. You can.
I think there was the signal and then doing it with curly braces only. And then I was confused why people used both, but apparently one is a new feature.
String, a number, an object, doesn't really matter. It has to be a signal. And once you have the signal, you essentially can render this in your template using these curly braces. So you need to have in your template these curly braces, and inside you can use any of the variables from your TypeScript class. Let's try these things. So I'm gonna go to my.
Okay, one of the first topic then is Angular topics. How about we number them also? Data binding, which is the signal.
Header, and inside my header you're already seeing that in the HTML we say my first Angular app. What if we did not hard code this in the HTML and had it inside our TypeScript? So here we can say we can create a title property, and we are going to make it a signal. So as soon as you type signal, you can click it, you can see it imports from the signal right here from Angular core, and here I can say my first Angular app. And once
So we are in the header in the HTML. I think we should do probably the CSS part first. What do we call it? Let title, and what do we say? My first app. I forgot that we're using TypeScript. and then we make the curly braces here and we say title. I think you should say that it's a signal and put everything here between brackets, and you should also add it to the import if I remember correctly. Was it signal or single? Signal, yes. Okay, it's signal, and he didn't add it to the import. Okay, then forgot about that part for now.
And here I can say my first Angular app. And once I have
And I think you have to specify here that it's a method.
this title here, now I can go to HTML, and here I can get rid and you actually say my header of the variable from.
You say a variable. I think we did that, but what's the error we are getting here? Yes, because it's not a string, it's a method. But for some reason it's not working. What?
So let's try these now. So I'm gonna go to my header, and inside my header you're already seeing that in the HTML we say my first Angular app. What if we did not hard code this in the HTML and had it inside our TypeScript? So here we can say we can create a title property, and we are going to make it a signal. So as soon as you type signal, you can click it, you can see it imports from the signal right here from Angular core, and here I can say my first Angular app.
I think he did that in the header component. Yes, did we do that? Yeah, header component. Yes.
Once I have this title here, now I can go to my HTML, and
then he's in the header component .html. Yes.
here I can get rid of all of this, and I can use the double curly brackets, and now I can say title. Since title is a signal, Angular language service will already tell you that this is a function and it should be called just like this. This is a recent improvement and I love it. So I need to call it just like this. And this is exactly how you retrieve a value from a signal.
It's not working.
You can see it says my first
Or did it? And I didn't notice. Okay, yeah, it's that one. Never mind.
Angular app. Now this is not coming directly from the HTML. It's coming from our TypeScript class using the signal and being rendered here. If I go to my Angular extension here and click app root, and inside app header, you can see that the title here is essentially a signal that has a value my first Angular app. And I can change this to, for example, SN, and I hit enter, and you can see that this changes here as well. So this is actually coming from the property within our app header component. This is not Now the other way we create data binding within our Angular application
Without the word signal.
without signals, and the only change in that is that you don't really use a signal property, and you don't really call the function invocation here. If you compare this with this one, here we needed to use the small brackets, but here we don't really need to use the small brackets at all. So if I wanted to change that, and if I wanted to remove the signal from here, then my HTML template will be really angry with me, and I need to remove this as well. And if I save this now and go to my application, you can see it still works. You can still see that the header has a property called title. Now this is not a signal, as you can see, but if I change this to anything
Not sure what's the difference though.
now the question would be, what should you use? Should you use signals
Exactly.
or should you use non-signals? I would highly encourage that you start using signals from today, because this is
Okay.
of
If
using data
it's
binding.
signals, it's signals then.
So don't use the traditional way unless you really have to, or if you're working with Angular 16 or below, so to say, where signals are not really mature. So I would highly encourage to use signals whenever possible. Now the next thing we want to do is to implement more components inside the home component. So we are going to have a counter component, and we are also going to have a greeter component. We are going to start with
Yes, components inside of components inside of components. But I mean, yeah, you can have multiple components inside the navbar. So yes, you will have the links and the website logo. and the links, they will be local links so to the other pages. So I think you can do that after you make the couple of pages at the end, but okay. So we have the home component, we want a counter and a greeter.
Show you another thing about data binding. So we're going to create the greeting component just like this. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to my code, go to my
Okay, let's see if I remember it. It was ng generate component, and we say components. I think it was counter, he called it.
my terminal, and here we are going to just run nggc components/greeting.
He will call it greeting. Okay, greeting. Yes. Okay, one of them is misspelled. Never mind.
This is going to create another folder inside the components, and now you can see components.
Yes, let's. And let's delete this one. So we have the header and greeting inside the component this way.
Greeting code as well, and now I can use that. Now what I want to show you is something called passing the data. So first, we are just going to render this greeting component inside home. Since greeting has to be used inside home, I need to go to the home component, and I want to go to the imports inside it, and I want to use the greeting component right here. So I want to import.
Okay, interesting. Also, the greeting TS class is with, yep, with capital. And since we want to use it inside the home, where is the home? Home component.ts, that's the header. And we say import greeting component.
Import this. Now that I have this, I can go inside the template, and instead of just the home works, I can go here and say, or even below this, for now, I'm gonna
Okay, now we go to the HTML of the home component, and then you can add the app greeting, because I think if you went here, what is the component? Greeting, it's this one. It's called app code greeting, so that's how you call it.
home works later on. But here I'm now going to say app greeting, and here you can see we have this. Now if I go to my component, here you can see we have app root,
I think I need to save first. Did I make it autosave? Yeah, I did. So we have the app root, which has the outlet, the app header, and the app home, and inside the app home we have the greeting. And the greeting has greeting works. What is greeting? Greeting.html, we have greeting works. Okay.
below we have app header component, and then we have the home, and inside the home we have the greeting right here that is highlighted. This is what we wanted, and this is partially what we have done so far. So we have the app component having home, inside we have the greeter component. Now what I want the greeter component to do is to greet me with a message that I pass from the app. The header component is a bit different. The header component has its property in the header components type file, and the template its property.
Actually, my brain is starting to get foggy. Let me make a cup of coffee and come back. Give me a second. Back. Let me check, something seems to be going wrong on the Twitch side. It should be going good now.
Okay. In the header component's type file, and the template of the header component uses that property. So both of the things are filed. The header message that I pass from the app. The header component is a bit different. The header component has its property in the header component's file, and the template of the header component uses that property. So both of the things are related to header component. But the greeting component is a bit different. The greeting component will not have the message in the greeting component class. This will be passed from its parent, and its parent is essentially home component. So home component has to
Okay, so it's inheritance and not direct relationship.
have a message that it can pass to greeting. So here if I say message equals and I say signal, and I can say for example hello world. Now how do I pass this message to greeting? If you look at the HTML, the home component uses app greeting. So it is possible for me to pass the information via the template. But even before that, if I want to pass something to greeting, the greeting is supposed to be able to accept it. It's like I should
Actually, let's try that. Where is it? So we have the home component. Let's my home, and I say signal. I say my home. So since this is a variable, here in the home component, we should be able to use it in the greeting. Where is it? Greeting.html specifically. Wait, I'm pretty sure app.greeting. How about we have it like this? My home. What is the home.tss? Let's have here the greeting.ts. I have my home here, and this is imported, but if you open the HTML of the greeting, it doesn't seem to be working.
not go to someone's house if they have not really allowed me to do so. So ideally, in this particular case, the greeting component should say, hey, I can accept an input that you can pass, and then home component can pass that input. So how we do this here is we say something like message equals input, and this input comes from Angular code, and what this basically does is that it tells Angular that this component can receive something from the outside. And since we always want this message, we should use required in this case. But I'm going to tell you why I'm not.
I mean, required makes it doesn't work if it didn't say it's required. So, and you make it inside. So, what did you call it here? Message equals to input.
Doing that for now. I will here say default greeting message. Got it?
Okay. Default greeting message.
Example, instead of this, we can say hello, hello. And now that I have this message here, I want to render that inside here. So instead of greeting works, I would say something like h2 greetings, and here I'm going to have a p tag, and here I'm going to actually render.
Okay, and inside the greeting HTML, he will say the message. If we put it here, which is this one.
The message. Since the message itself is a signal, even though if it's an input signal, I want to use the variable here, which is message, but with the parenthesis.
So he's doing from up to down, from the greetings, the child component to the parent component, not the opposite. I was trying to do the opposite. Home component, my home, then.
So now I can access the value. Now if I save this value signal, even though if it's an input signal, I want to use the variable here, which
He went to the greeting component.
is
Yeah.
the parentheses. So now
Okay, I forgot that part. Because it's a signal.
I can access the value. Now if I save this, go to my application and you can see greetings, hello, hello. The hello, hello here basically shows the message right
Now let's actually check the hierarchy here. So we have the default greeting message, so we have the app root, the header, we have the home, and we have the greeting. The greetings gives a message, and the home gives a signal, which is my home. But my home, it's not working. Where is that? Yep, here. I mean, it's never rendered, so it's never used. Also, this one, just app greeting.
If I go to the Angular DevTools, go to app greeting, you can see that the message has the value hello hello right here. Now I don't want this hard-coded value or the default value to show. I want to pass something from the parent. How you can do this is from the home component now, you can go and pass this with square brackets. So here I can say something like square brackets, and you can already see that we see this message.
Oh, okay, so that's how you pass it to the home. So you go to the home HTML and to the app greeting, you give the message.
And this comes from greeting component.method, right? If I click this, I can now say a message in the single quotation, and I can say hello world. So I can
Surprisingly, I still have to give a message here. How will that look? So instead of the app greeting message, which I think we did make it fix. Yeah, we did make it fix for a moment, and then it changed. The app home doesn't have, my first app is here, so the home has the homeworks, which is the one on top, this one, and then it has this message which is printed. Okay,
hard code something like this, or hello world 1 2 3 4. Now save this, and now you can see that this value becomes hello world 1 2 3 4. If I click app greeting, you can see that this is a read-only signal. It says hello world 1 2 3 4, which is coming from the app. If I click app home, you can see that this one is a bit different. So instead of this hard-coded value, how about I send the value that I have in here, which is hello world. So we have the home components message, or we can rename this to something like home message.
yeah, I was going to say this makes it even more complicated for no reason. I just have to say that's home message.
Signal. So instead of passing a hard-coded value, now I can say this is gonna be home message.
Let's just take this out also. So the double quotation here doesn't necessarily mean it's a string.
Just like this. If I save this now,
For some reason it's not working. What do we have here? Cannot bind since it's a known property of app greeting. App greeting in app. Okay, let's go to app greeting. Let's see what's the issue.
hard-coded value. How about I send the value that I have in here, the message.
Now you have to backpedal a lot.
From the app. The header component is a bit different. The header component has its property in the header components script file, and the template of the header component uses that property. So both of the things are related to header component. But the greeting component is a bit different. The greeting component will not have the message.
Actually, we'll ask here. In Angular, how can you pass data from the child? Actually, from the parent component to the child. So that's the parent component, and then you create the child component. And you say app.the child component's name, which is pretty sure it should have said home message. Yeah, that's what I thought. We are creating a property. How about this? Home message, and then this is the child component, receive data, hello. But what's the parent data means? The parent data has the data which is bound to the child component, which is in this case, what is the parent component? It's here. That's the component, sorry, that's the home. So how about we make a message and we say it's signal. We say child message. Actually parent message. And then you actually pass it here as message. Nope, it's not like that. That's not how it works. It's either my brain is not working or the video didn't explain it well. In both cases it's not good. Data binding was not an issue, creating object also wasn't an issue, but passing data from a parent to a child seems to be more complicated.
Now the next thing we want to do is to implement more components inside the home component. So we are going to have a counter component, and we are also going to have a greeter component. We are going to start with greeter because I want to show you another thing about data binding. So we are going to create the greeting component just like this. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to my code, go to my terminal, and here we're going to just run nggc
And finish that part.
Everything has to be used inside home. I need to go to the home component.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to the imports inside.
I think we already did that part. The home component has the greeting component in it.
I want to use the greeting component right here, so I want to import this. Now that I have this, I can go inside the template, and instead of just the homework,
Yes, we did pass inside the home HTML this outer greeting.
go here and say, or even below this for now, I'm going to remove homeworks later on. But here I'm now going to say app greeting, and here you can see we have this. Now if I go to my components here, you can see we have app root, below we have app header.
Yeah, the hierarchy I think we did pretty good. So now for the passing part.
Component, and then we have the home, and inside the home we have the greeting right here that is highlighted. This is what we wanted, and this is partially what we have done so far. So we have the app component having home, inside we have the greeter component. Now what I want the greeter component to do is to greet me with a message that I pass from the app. The header component is a bit different. The header component has its property in the header component script file, and the template of the header component uses that property. So both of the things are related to header component.
Mm-hmm.
The greeting component is a bit different. The greeting
Because it's a
component
child
will
component.
have the message in the greeting component class. This will be passed from its parent, and its parent is essentially home component. So home component has to have a message that it can pass to greeting. So here if I say message equals and I say signal, and I can say for example hello world. Now how do I pass this message to greeting? If you look at the HTML, the home component uses app greeting. So it is possible for me to pass the information via the template. But even before that, if I want to pass something to greeting, the greeting is supposed to be able to accept it. It's like I should not go to someone's house if they have not really allowed me to do so. So ideally, in this particular case, the greeting component should say, hey, I can accept an input that you can pass. And then home component can pass that input. So how we
Okay.
do this here is we say something like message equals input. And this input comes from Angular code. And what this basically does is that it tells Angular that this component can receive something from the output.
So for it to get something from the parent component, you has to say that it is allowed to get one, which we did.
Right. And since we always want this message, we should use the required in this case. But I'm going to tell you why I'm not doing that for now. I will here say default greeting message. For example, instead of this, we can say hello, hello. And now that I have this message here, I want to render that inside here. So instead of greeting works, I would say something like
Okay, that's the HTML of greeting.
h2 greetings, and here I'm going to have a p tag, and here I'm going to actually render the message.
Okay, so he did the p tag. And he rendered the message that we had here. It's a signal. Since it's an output.
Is a signal, even though if it's an input signal, I want to use the variable here, which is message, but with the parentheses. So now I can access the value. Now if I save this, go to my application, and you can see greetings, hello, hello. The hello, hello here.
It says error. I'm not sure where is the error coming from. Property M. What property M? Yeah, JavaScript sucks at debugging. So it says it's in the greeting component HTML. Does it have a problem with it? I don't see the issue. Okay, maybe it didn't save it for some reason. So we have the default message, but we still didn't pass anything from the home component. Let's check here. We have the component with the parent message.
Basically shows the message right from the component. If I go to the Angular DevTools, go to app greeting, you can see that the message has this element.
So yes, we went over that. The app greeting does have a message and it's printed, but how do you make it coming from the home instead of the app greeting?
Right here. Now I don't want this hard-coded value or the default value to show. I want to pass something from the parent. How you can do this is from the home component now, you can go and pass this with square brackets. So here I can say something like square brackets, and you can already see that receiving.
So it's inside the home and then you pass something in the HTML. So we have the my home message, but does
This comes from greeting component.message, right? So if I click this, I can now say a message in the single quotation, and I can say hello world. So I can
okay, so you can either give something permanent, hello, hello.
Hard code something like this.
Let's check. So the app greeting didn't print the message that it has, but rather printed the thing that it got from the parent. So what do we have here? Homeworks and then eating the... Okay, so they override each other.
Or hello world 1 2 3 4. And now save this, and now you can see that this value becomes hello world 1 2 3 4. If I click app greeting, you can see that this is a read-only signal. It says hello world 1 2 3 4, which is coming from the app. If I click app home, you can see that this one's a bit different. So instead of this,
So yes, when we click on the app home, the signal one, we get something different than the one that's being passed. Okay.
hard-coded value, how about I send the value that I have in here, which is hello world. So we have the home components message, or we can rename this to something like home message, which is a signal. So instead of passing a hard-coded value, now I can say this is gonna be home message.
Okay. So inside the home component, he made a message and he called it the parent message, and then he passed it in the home. Okay, let's delete these also. Message.
Just like this. If I save this now,
Still not working though.
signal.
So he named this home message, and then he went to the greeting, which had just a message there. Let's go back to the HTML here. It should be here, message, and here my home message. Yep, still the same issue.
Instead of passing a hard-coded value, now I can say this is gonna be home message.
Nope,
Like this.
not
If I
working,
save
buddy.
this now, you can see that this becomes hello world, and this is actually coming from home. So if I say hello world,
So again, yes, he says that, but if you check the app home, here says message, and it's from type signal, like you said.
right here, which is this one, this directly goes to the greeting one.
And yes, if we pick the app greeting one, nope, it's not getting passed. And why is that? I'm not sure. Home component.ts. So, just this part here. Actually, what did he write in the home
I
component?
don't want this hardware application with the parentheses.
So it's
Now
the
I can access that.
greeting
So if I
component.
save this, go to my application and use the message right from the component. If I go to the Angular DevTools, go to app greeting, you can see that the message has the value hello hello right here. Now I don't want this hard-coded value or the default value to show. I want to pass something from the parent. How you can do this is from the home component now, you can go and pass this with square brackets. So here I can say something like square brackets, and you can already see that we see this message, and this comes
Maybe because I didn't make it as a closing tag. Don't think so, but let's check. Nope.
from greeting component.
So we have the message from the greeting component. Okay, how about I just remove everything here? So we have message from the greeting component, yes.
Right? So if I click this, I can now say a message in the single quotation, and I can say hello.
So yes, you can hard code it like we said, but that's about it. Because you pass the message here, so you are able to use it here as a property. But that's about it.
World, so I can hard code something like this, or hello world 1 2 3 4, and now save this, and now you can see that this value becomes hello world 1 2 3 4. If I click app greeting, you can see that this is a read only signal. It says hello world 1 2 3 4, which is coming from the app. If I click app home, you can see that this one is a bit different. So instead of this hard coded value, how about I send the value that I have in here, which is hello world.
So yes, let's get to the home component.ts, and we want to say the parent message, and we want to see it printed in the child.
We have the home components message, or we can rename this to something like home message, which is a signal. So instead of passing a hard-coded value, now I can say this.
If I remember correctly, the message here is from type input, since it's getting something, but still
Is gonna be home message, just like this. If I save this now, you can see that
nope, still not working though.
home message, just like this. If I save,
Maybe I forgot the brackets last time. Home message. Okay, that was the reason. I did forget the brackets. And it seems to be bugging here. So nothing is actually getting printed.
you can see that this becomes.
Nope, it's not. Maybe I should try to save everything manually here. Yep, now it's working. It seems that the live saving sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. So we have the home creating here from the parent, and it's getting printed to the child. Oof. So we have data binding, and then passing data from parent to child. Probably have to stop at that part, because I'm sure I know how to do it, but I will not be able to do it again. So I think that will be it for the YouTube for today. I have to say goodbye to YouTube and then continue with PoE for today. Give me a second. Everything's out of charge today. Here, now it should be working. So